Asato Ma Gamaya Tomaso Ma Jyotir Gamaya Amrit Yoma Amritam Gamaya Asato Ma Gamaya Tomaso Ma Jyotir Gamaya Mrit Yoma Amritam Gamaya Asato Ma Gamaya Tomaso Ma Jyotir Gamaya Mrit Yoma Amritam Gamaya Asato Ma Gamaya Tomaso Ma Jyotir Gamaya Mrit Yoma Amritam Gamaya Asato Ma Gamaya Tomaso Ma Jyotir Gamaya Mrit Yoma Amritam Gamaya Asato Ma Gamaya Tomaso Ma Jyotir Gamaya Mrit Yoma Amritam Gamaya Asato Ma Gamaya Tomaso Ma Jyotir Gamaya Mrit Yoma Amritam Gamaya Asato Ma Gamaya Tomaso Ma Jyotir Gamaya Mrit Yoma Amritam Gamaya Asato Ma Gamaya Tomaso Ma Jyotir Gamaya Mrit Yoma Amritam Gamaya Asato Ma Gamaya Tomaso Ma Jyotir Gamaya Mrit Yoma Amritam Gamaya
Hello, hello. It is Tuesday, 5:55. It's funny, it wanted to replay again the same chant, which, I mean, I'm totally cool with. We can just sit here and chant for the whole hour, and I'm a happy girl. But apparently, as I squirm, why do I always do that? As I squirm in my seat, there is something that I am sure is wanting to come through today. So here we are. Here we are. I realized when I was setting up the information for today that the first Selves stories was a little over a year ago. It was November 21st of last year. And that just is amazing to me. It is just incredible how much time has passed and how quickly. I sent out my invitation this afternoon for the last new moon circle of 2018. I'm like, what? How have we arrived at the last month of this year? And what a year it has been, you know, such such expansion, such roller coaster, such craziness, such goodness, such magic, such healing. It has just been a profound year for me. I don't know what the rest of you have experienced, but for me, it has been an incredible year. And so I sit in this space pondering a little bit. I love that word so much, contemplating what, you know, when we set intentions, when I set the intention for Soul Stories a year ago, it was with this, oh my God, it's been 2 years, 2017? I don't know, time, whatever, we're dissolving time. It's been a while. It's been quite a while. And before this, it was healing our souls. I feel like I've been doing these video chats for quite a while. But the intention in anything that I share and that I create is always to be this conduit of information, this conduit of love, so that the infinite knowing of a soul can flow through me and be expressed somehow to whoever is on the other end of receiving that. And so sometimes I'm flowing that for my soul, for, you know, my own awareness, and sometimes it's the earth, Gaia, speaking through me. Sometimes it's Source, the original creator of all. There's always this easy, gracious flow of love in all of the ways that it moves through me. And so when I set the intention for Soul Stories, it was mostly clear. You know, it was to really create a space where stories could be shared. And they would be infinite stories from other dimensions, other times, you know, from the soul that, I always do this, the soul that's out here, moving through the little human that's right here. You know, it would be just this graceful movement of stories, old stories that would come through. And then also current stories, you know, what's happening in my life, what's happening in the lives of those around me. And part of the intention was that it would be a space for conversation, you know, that people would show up and we would have these conversations about whatever relevant topics were happening. And what I realized very quickly is I wasn't quite ready for that when this space opened. I was learning to trust how information would flow through me, and clearing up and clearing up those little annoying habits that we all find we have when we sit in front of a camera and then watch it later. I've compared it to football when they do the reviews of the plays in the locker room for the week after the game, and they're analyzing every single thing that happened on the field. When I first started watching these, I would sit in front of the camera and go, oh, do I say that? Right was one that I said a lot. There were all, you know, I would say, you know, a lot. I would catch all these, I would catch all these errors that I was making. And I would sit in my meditation space and be aware of them, and awareness always allows change. So then I would show up and be a little better, a little more improved in my eyes. And so this year has been a time of practice, a time of also practicing showing up, not knowing what was going to be said, or not knowing what love would look like as it flowed through me, what the deeper message that my soul wanted to bring forward would be each time. And sometimes that knocked me down and I was humbled and I would be crying and blubbering through whatever was present for me, you know, in the moment, expressing that. And I treasure that, those experiences, those moments, the power with which love has moved through this space, this soul story space. And as always happens, reflected to me is the original intention of what the space was for, which is conversation. So my husband called this afternoon and I keep smoothing out. I think that must be what I'm doing. I'm smoothing out the present moment when I like rub my hands on the desk here. It's so funny. I'm going to try not to do that, but it's sort of a habit. But he called on his way home from work, and we were just talking about what is the call again, and who shows up, and what do you do, and what's the point of it? He's so good at bringing that mirror forward. And I'm like, I thought I told you. I thought you knew. Isn't it clear? Isn't it clear what I do in soul stories? What do you mean you don't understand? Look at me squirming. Call to the principal's office again. So I redefined it for him and for myself. And I said, well, clearly what happens there is that I practice showing up and I practice being present, and source moves through me and my soul speaks through me, and I get better and better at it. And yes, it is time. It is time for people to arrive in the space and to start having conversations to, to me, it feels, now that I've created Gaia's Love podcast, it feels almost like an extension of that space. You know, the topics that I bring up are in Gaia's Love are meant to be nuggets to be thought about or applied to our own lives individually, and also to tap into what's happening collectively on our planet. So most days, Monday through Friday, you know, life interferes sometimes in that schedule. Most days I create these nuggets and then I bring them forward, and there's an invitation or an opportunity to take that and then explore it in your own life. Like, how is what's happening in my life and what I'm sharing in Gaia's Love showing up in your life? And then does that bring you wisdom? Does tapping into that energy field, that pure vibration of source and Gaia love moving through me out in my voice in these podcasts, what resonates with you in that moment as you're listening to it? And then bringing those, sort of like weaving the threads throughout the week, and then arriving in this space. So on Tuesday nights, let's gather and let's talk about your matches to my matches, or, you know, the way that thread is connecting your patterns differently than how I'm seeing it connect in my life. And in that communal space, this communal space, which is how I am able to hold soul stories now. In this communal space, how do we mirror each other, reflect towards each other, help expand, help strengthen the community that we are forming, help expand it out and invite others in? And so sometimes that looks like just sitting in the space live together, you know, just bringing your energy into this I keep using the word space, into this container, bringing your energy into this container and simply sitting on the phone or sitting on video but not contributing, your energy contributes. Your presence validates the healing that is moving and happening on our planet. We start to create this web together by simply showing up and being present. Sometimes perhaps that means you actually have something you want to say. So, there's a match that you're like raising your hand, like Hermione. Is that Hermione, right? Callie and I used to say that name in Harry Potter wrong for ages. And then the movie came out. We're like, her name's Hermione? We'd been calling her Hermione or some crazy name. But she always raises her hand, right? She's like, me. You may have that experience. You may have been listening to Gaia's Love for 30 episodes. And you're like, I am so sick of just listening. I have something to say. I have wisdom and reflections, and I want to bring those forward. And so you arrive in this space and contribute that. You contribute whatever your match is. And so we start talking, we start having these beautiful conversations. And then your work informs my work. So every time we're in community together, there's always like a resonance. It's not quite the right word. We find the places where we are similar. We find the places where we are different. And then we can drop beneath that and find the next layer. And so new topics are brought up because your thought provokes my new thought, and then my share informs your next creation, and so it's always expanding. So that's how I see Soul Stories. And maybe that's showing up once a month. Maybe it's showing up every single week for a while. Maybe you're in such alignment with everything I'm experiencing that you're like, I can't stay away. I just got to be there. I got to talk. It is a way for us to bring community more intimately together without living in the same places. We are a global community, and just because I live in Cincinnati, Ohio, doesn't mean someone on the other side of the world isn't having the exact same journey I'm having right now, or the same ideas and hopes being birthed. And we need that compatriot energy, that doing this thing together energy. So being in this Zoom space, it's such an easy platform. Being in this space, we get to see each other if we want to do that on video, hear each other in the live moment, in the present moment, no matter where we live. So it's just awesome. It's just awesome. Here's the bigger picture, because I always love to expand ideas a little bigger, move the lens wider. My husband and I have been having lots of conversations recently about my business and how things, weave together, and like, what's the point? What's the point of the business? What's the ultimate goal of where you're headed and what you want to do in this lifetime? So of course I'm sitting here in the crown chakra energy of a rising star healing session that my beautiful friend Alicia has guided me through. And so there's all this like energy just coming in through my crown, and my soul has quite a lot to share. So I'm going to give you the macro, the big Mac Daddy of what my soul is seeing for the future. And it's not what I was planning on for today, but like I said, my soul has its own agenda. Okay, here we go. My grand plan. Clearing the throat chakra a little bit. What's funny is I know as I say it, like I'm going to be held accountable to doing it. And so there's a part of me that's like, are you sure? Are you sure you want to say it? And also, as I look around my room, I've been drawing, literally sketching into creation the life the path that I'm on and that I'm here to share. So yeah, I mean, I could walk you through the room and like the pictures are everywhere. So my soul's already been telling me. Big picture there. What I love the most is to be in the present moment with one person, face to face, connecting and seeing who they are and receiving the way that their soul will show me who they are. You know, being able to look at someone without the human filter and see the brilliance of who they can be, who they came here to be. And then being able to tell them that, being able to give words to what they already know, what they already feel inside of themselves. They know why they're here. Every soul in a human body knows why they're here. Somewhere deep down inside, they know. Period. Exclamation mark. There's no question. They know why they're here. And yet the density, the human heaviness, the fear that moves through this womb that is Gaia, Earth, it can lock us up, it can shut us down, it can cover up that knowing and make it so foggy, so obscure that we really don't believe that that's possible. What I know to be true is if you have that idea inside of you of what your gifts are, why you're here, the purpose that you exist as a human, if you have that idea inside of you, it's because that's a potential for your life. That is a possibility that you dreamed up before you ever came into the human body. And you wouldn't have that dream if there wasn't the opportunity to create that dream. Period, exclamation mark. So I have known for a long time the work that I do individually one-on-one is also scalable. It is intended, my soul intends for me to be doing this work on large scale. Sometimes through the video camera, like I do with these videos. Sometimes face-to-face in big groups. I call them Gaia's Love Festivals. I have the drawing right on my wall, and they're going to be incredible. They're going to be, as I squirm, they're going to be the most amazing, amazing festivals of love on our planet that we have ever dreamed of. And I will be holding space from the front of that stage, bringing in all of these beautiful healers and guides and singers and storytellers and artists and beings, beautiful beings who will be emanating love and light and healing out into the crowds and receiving love and light and healing back. And we will be healing humanity and healing our planet and radiating that love back to Source, God, Creator. It is already in existence inside of me. It is already sketched and created and drawn. So I have that image to look at, to call towards, move towards. It is in the continuum of time that is, circular, or 8, the figure 8, the infinite loop. Like those festivals already exist. They're already happening. And we are simply moving along the continuum of time until we arrive at those moments in those festivals, feeling that vibration of pure love. So that, that's for sure on that wall. I have, on the far wall, I have this beautiful treasure map, which is one day Gaia's Gifts. It's the next book that is coming out. It is absolutely beautiful. It is a collection of stories from my soul tribe, and they are stunning. They're stunning. So those stories are intimately connected to Gaia, to our planet. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's very beautiful. And it's close. It won't be long before that comes out. And when that book arrives out into consciousness, full moon, when that book arrives into humanity, it is going to resonate with those who are ready for it. And it will be a treasure map that you follow, whether you do it physically by traveling around the world and visiting those places, those physical places on our planet, or whether you do it by following me as I move around to those places and videotape my experiences and share them through video, or whether you energetically tap in and feel energy, soul, feel in the human body the truth, the resonance of those stories. Any and all will connect you to the vibration of that book. And Gaia, Earth, is waiting, patiently waiting for that to begin to happen. So I am a conduit for those stories. I'm a scribe for those stories. And yeah, it's so good. It's so good. So I will be traveling, talking about those stories, sharing them, speaking them, I'm sure adding to them. I'm having a hard time swallowing. It's I'm just looking at the map, like it's just incredible. And I know that is a big part of the work I'm going to be doing. So as I move around those locations and activate the energy that is available there, I fully intend that there will be workshops and classes and one-on-one and group activities where I am witnessing the soul that I see in the one across from me, the souls that I see in the crowds in front of me, and then receiving the way they see me, and all of us expanding as souls together through music, through sound, through laughter, through storytelling, through food, through drink. It's just going to be an incredible series of celebrations. So there's all that. There's all that. I've been told there's more books by my guides, by my friends, by my husband, by my children. I don't know. I feel like this third book it's so beyond what I am capable of holding the joy for. Like, I gotta do some major meditating to be able to hold more than that, because it's incredible. My whole body is like, ah. And then there's a picture of my home on the far wall. This is my home. This is my landing place. This is my cocoon, my place where I fill back up, where I find the resources I need to be able to travel and do all the work that I know is coming. And I find for myself that in order to be able to hold the containers and the spaces and the flow of energy that moves through for so many, in order for me to do that, it is equally, it's not the right word. In order for me to hold space for all that, there is this deep, focused space inside of myself that needs to be filled up. And I find I fill with energy from Source, Gaia, underneath, and then I fill with energy from my infinite soul and source above. And I do that through meditation, through sitting, through reading, through sleeping, through my baths, through my walks. Like this cocoon that I live in, it's the resource for all that I bring forward. And so as wide as the world is and as huge as I know the impact will be of what flows through me in my containers, there is just as equally this steady space that I call home here. Not home, the infinite aspect of myself, home, the place where I live and eat and sleep and love and play. And so I have that directly across from me, and I sketched it a while ago. I've shared it in a couple different platforms, and it's just this beautiful sketch of my house with light just pouring out and pouring in through the ceiling. Yeah. I did not know this is where we're going to go. In the middle of the map and the picture of home, there's a sketch that I drew. It's Gaia, Earth. You can see sort of part of the planet. It's a sphere. And then there's Source, the sun, just radiating all these waves of light towards Gaia. And that is what's happening right now, for sure. It's what's been happening for the past year or two intensely, and it's only going to increase. And so a lot of the work, the soul work that I do, and I do that here in my home, and I do that in my meditation time, is it's like being able to feel, trying to see how to describe this to you. It's like being able to feel what is shifting on the planet as the waves of light are coming in. It's sensory. It's all sensory, and sometimes it's through my ears, and sometimes it's through my third eye, but mostly it's like I can feel in my body what is shifting in the energy between outside of the atmosphere of Earth and inside the atmosphere of Earth. There's it's like my body is calibrated to sense what is happening deep within the core of the Earth, and then also as the light is moving through humanity, what is starting to shift. And as at a soul level, this is not human words, because in human terms, my ego would step in and go, you can't do that, or who do you think you are? You know, the ego wants to make it be very logical, or keep the status quo. But my soul, what my soul knows is the most important work that I do here in this human lifetime is that equalizing, or that calibrating, sensing what is shifting between out there and in here going out there. And by that I mean like the atmosphere of Earth and the universe. There's this constant feeling that is moving through me, and I'm running energy often through me into the Earth, and then from the Earth through me out to Source, to the sun, to the universe. And there's a flow that I've perfected in my understanding of it and the way that I do it. And yeah, it doesn't really have words. It's the best way I could try to explain it to you, but that is where the majority of my attention and time goes. And it's supposed to be that way. It was funny, when I was meditating before I stepped into this space, I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna talk about relationships. I'm gonna wear my orange shirt, which is all about second chakra. We're gonna talk about relationships, you know, because that is what's been present for me, and also what the podcast was about today. I'm like, I'll just bring that podcast right into Soul Stories. It'll be easy. We'll just talk about that. And then in my meditation, I was like, oh wait, I think this may be about my relationship with Gaia. Oh, I don't know. Can I share that? Would anybody understand this? It's sort of different, you know, than how most people connect to or that's my own judgment, it feels different than how most people describe their connection to the planet. There probably are so many more people who feel Gaia Earth just like I do, and we just don't talk about it, perhaps. But I was in my meditation going, oh, okay, so I'm going to talk about how much I love this planet. I'm like, I'm definitely going to cry. So I brought the Kleenex. And then I was like, well, do I want to talk about that? Apparently, we're talking about a lot more than that. So, yeah. So I will share how much I love Gaia Earth. The book, I'm looking at the treasure map of One Day Gaia's Gift. The book it's a love letter from my soul tribe to this planet. And it's so much about like how beautiful our earth is, how magnificent the creations of life are here, how majestic the trees are, the sea is, the mountains, the valleys, the grass that we walk on, you know, to hold water in our hands and feel it move through our fingers and touch the grass, and to see sunlight hit the water and reflect light. I mean, if you never have anything you create physically yourself, if you simply were to walk around the most pure, untouched places on our planet, you would marvel at the beauty that is Gaia, that absolutely incredible beauty that is Gaia. And then that's just one little area. When you consider how this little planet, you know, when you see the size of Earth compared to all the other planets that we know about in our human knowledge, because we're so wise as humans, we just know everything. When you see the size of Earth compared to all the other planets, you think, you know, it's not that big a deal. But look at what is held inside of the atmosphere of Earth. All the humans, with everything that we touch, create, eat, poop, everything. I mean, I look around just my house and how much stuff there is in my house, and I'm one human, and you think of how many humans, how much stuff, all the emotions, all of the stories, all of the millions, billions who have lived before us and had all their experiences and stories and stuff, all who are yet to come. And every drop of that happens in the atmosphere of one planet. Every drop of it, it's all held by this energy field of this planet called Earth. That, to try to make any, to try to have the ability to comprehend that, it can blow, it can short circuit your mind because we're so used to just seeing our little piece of it, you know? Or we look at things like climate change or trash problems or recycling, you know, which are absolutely valid, very important things to be looking at. But we look at one aspect of it and then we forget the miracle that is this planet. Yeah, each of the stories that were shared in the book are love letters from each of our soul tribe to this planet. And yeah, you'll read it. You'll hear me share it. You'll get just how much I treasure Gaia. So that is my greatest life purpose, is being here as a conduit of energy for this planet and expressing in any way, in every way, in all ways that I can, what a gift it is to experience life as a human, and how profound it is for the soul to have this human experience. That I've seen this in so many of my energy sessions. There's a line of souls standing outside this planet who are desperate to come in and be in the energy field of Earth at this time. At this time, as these energy centers are opening, as more light is coming in, as humanity is waking up, they're lined up waiting to find a human body that can be their play space. So we're here, and many of us don't seem to care or don't seem to realize what an amazing gift it is. So Gaia's gift is going to be a wake-up call, a reminder for all of us. And I'm going to travel around the world with my books and talk about them. And then I'm going to go to the Gaia's Love festivals on the wall over there and sing and play and dance and celebrate and heal, myself, Earth, humanity, souls. It's just beyond words. So there you go. And in the middle of all that, I'm going to bake and cook and swim and lay out by the pool and go to the beach and have parties and play on my phone. And I don't know, I'm going to just do all kinds of amazingly magical things. And yeah. So this is the new Earth, the new reality that we are all co-creating. And I'm very clear on my role in it, and now it's just surrendering to the timing. It's so funny, Facebook keeps sending me these notifications, little dings right at the right moment. Yeah. Okay, so the song that I chose to wrap up this time is by Imagine Dragons, one of my favorites. I encourage you to listen to the song when we are done with this space, or when you're done watching the video, and see what it means to you. I know what it means to me, but it's simply my interpretation of it. So see what it means to you. And then find a Tuesday at 5:55 where you want to come hang out, put it on your calendar, come and play with me live once a month, every week, as often as you want. Bring your voice, bring your energy. Let's really start making this happen. And then share Alicia's song. Get people singing the Asato Ma Prayer. I didn't even say, but you guys should know by now what it means. If you don't know, then research it. You have homework. But share what is happening energetically. Talk about these topics. Talk about your role, your soul's purpose. Sit and go deep, deep, deep within, and believe what you see and feel inside of you. It's yours. You created it. That spark of that idea, you put that inside of you. So, yeah. All right. The song is called "I Bet My Life." And when I first heard it, just a quick rundown. When I first heard it, I kept thinking of the partner that I used to work with, who taught me, I'm not even going to say that, who reminded me of my ability to read energy, and guided me in so many practices that have been incredibly valuable for me. And so I used to think of her when I'd hear the song. I'm like, wow, I bet my life on you, and it didn't work out. And there was this and then for a while it was my husband. I was like, I bet my life on you, and and now what? There's that who's saving who? My partner and I said that once in a ceremony together. It was such a funny moment. She just looked at me, she's like, who is saving who? I'm like, I know. Who is saving who? Nobody. And why do we need to save each other? What's the point of all of that? So we used to laugh about it, but for a while it was my husband who was like, I bet my life on you, and where are we? Are we where we want to be? And then I felt like he was saying it to me, like, I'm betting my life on you. And you can find so many people that you can put into that role of who you're betting your life on. And what I know, what I feel is, always I'm betting my life on me. I'm betting my life on my soul. I'm betting my life on this planet. I'm betting my life on source. That is where our energy goes. And so I'll read the song, the lyrics to you, and then you'll get whatever match or resonance you're meant to get. And then play with it. Listen to the song and see what it brings up for you. All right. I know I took the path that you would never want for me. I know I let you down. So many sleepless nights where you were waiting up on me. Well, I'm just a slave unto the night. Now remember when I told you that's the last you'll ever see of me. Remember when I broke you down to tears. I know I took the path that you would never want for me. I gave you hell through all the years. So I bet my life, I bet my life, I bet my life for you. I've been around the world, and never in my wildest dreams would I come running home to you. I've told a million lies, but now I tell a single truth. There's you in everything I do. Now remember when I told you that's the last you'll see of me. Remember when I broke you down to tears. I know I took the path that you would never want for me. I gave you hell through all the years. So I bet my life, I bet my life, I bet my life for you. Don't tell me that I'm wrong. I've walked that road before and left you on your own. And please believe them when they say that it's left for yesterday and the records that I've played. Please forgive me for all I've done. I bet my life, I bet my life, I bet my life for you. I mean, Dan Reynolds. Praising Dan Reynolds for the way that he writes music. Amazing, amazing. So I encourage you to find the song, listen to it, and then see what it means to you. Okay, let's play next week, Tuesday. So much love from my heart to yours. Mwah.